Hello and welcome to this presentation. My name is William Dan Canyon. I work for Simtrex as a solution consultant, and today I'm going to be showing you how we can automate SAP business reports and enhance those business documents using our Complejo layout module and also our Complejo supervisor module. So I'm going to jump right in and show you the similarities between SAP and Complejo layout. So if I enter the command SPAD to show a list of the output devices, I'm basically going to jump to mine, but you'll see we have 130. I want to access mine, William D, at the bottom. And if I go ahead and click on spool request, I see that I have 2 within my output device right here within SAP. If I go ahead and minimize that and access our Complejo layout interface, you'll notice the similarities within SAP. So here we are in our Navigator tab. We have access to local files, network files, and 2 files coming from SAP. So on our left is where we're going to choose the file we want to work with. If I scroll down, you'll see those 130 output devices are all there. Here's mine, William D, and I have 2 spool files within my output device. I can go ahead and click and be able to view these files from within Complejo. And here you'll notice we have some settings we can change, and then we have the graphics and text mode. Also, when I choose the document, I'm able to see a new layout template tab, which I'll explain in a second. So here we do have text mode. It's just asking me if I want to switch. I can click yes. So basically, if you do have graphics within the spool files, we're able to work with those within Complejo layout. So to kind of slow down, I just want to show you the purchase order that we will be working with today. It's pretty ugly. I don't know if this is an image, what that is. Some of this information is kind of jumbled all around. It just doesn't look that professional. Some of the lines are overlapping. We just want to make this easier on our end user to look at. Just want it to be more professional for your end user. So before I start making edits, I kind of want to show you the end product of what we're looking for. I will open Outlook, and here I have an email with a vendor and their purchase order number, and it has all the information with our Simtrex website on there. And the PO, if I go ahead and open it, you'll notice there's some images. We've added some boxes, more images, a barcode in case they need to scan it. It just looks more professional. It's easier to read, easier on the eye. We've also attached some terms and conditions, so it's just a better document for your end user, and just easier for them to read and have an understanding of what's going on. So if I go ahead and minimize this and jump back into our Navigator tab, I will actually go to our layout template. And this is where we're going to be making all the changes, and we're basically creating a template within Complejo layout to these purchase order document. So it's a one-time process, and once you're done making and creating the template, it will make those changes to the other purchase orders coming from SAP. So here at the top we have our ribbon. So you can see we have text, moving, erasing zone, tables, and different information. So that's where you'll be making the changes. If I click template, this is where we have some preferences and some security that we can change. If I click within the template itself, we can add some additional changes, variables, which I'll touch up on in a second, and conditions. So say you have certain conditions within the purchase order. Say it's a specific person, or there's a specific document number that needs to have a specific image or something on it, we can make those changes as well. And within the run mode, this is kind of where we want this end document to end up with. What end user do I want to send it to, and what file format do I want this to end up as? That's where we make these changes. Within the processes, we're also able to add a PDF file and more conditions. So also at the bottom, you'll see we have an original and final view. If I go to my layout template and just really quick show you, I want an erasing zone. If I go down here, point, click, drag and drop, and release, it's going to create a box around that. You'll see over here too we have where you create the changes that you've made. You can select those. And if I go back to the final view, it's a what you see is what you get. So on the final view, once you're done editing, this is what your end document will look like. So you'll notice I did erase that information. Say I want to add an image, I can just click, drag, drop, and select an image from within my desktop or wherever you want to select that image, and just click it, drag it around, and put that image where you want it. So it's a really easy, friendly interface for your end users. If they're used to Office or anything, it's really easy for them to pick up. There's no ABAP programming, which is awesome. It saves a lot of time. It's just a really good interface for end users. So if I go, I've created a template for this specific purchase order. I'm not going to save any of those changes. Here is the SAP PO improvement. You'll see there are a couple more changes that we made in the original view and all the moving zones. If I click on the red, those were those variables I was talking about. We have 3 different variables. We have metadata, so basically any information coming from SAP, say the end user who created it, we want to use that within the document, or something coming from SAP, we can use that information like the data was created. Standard variable, which is, say, the document number or something coming from within the document itself, or a query variable. So say you have an email associated with the document number here, we can query that information from within the database and associate that document number with the email and send that out to the end user. So those are the different variables that we have, and that just makes your document a lot better, easier, more dynamic, and all around you can use it to add information to, say, an email or to some kind of text from within the document. So if I click on one of these modes over here, or the run modes, and click on the process, I'll show you this SMT mail driver. So those variables you'll see on the right here, the little V's, we're able to add that within the email itself. So you can see the date, the vendor name, the PO number. We're able to use that and just make this a better document for the end user. So here I have display as final PDF. If I go ahead and click Run Template, it's going to show me the end PDF that I have created. So here it looks like I created with test on it. It looks like there is those terms and conditions. It's basically the same thing that I showed you in the email. I think I put test somewhere here before. I don't know why it's in there. I'll go ahead and save this just to show you that once you make those changes, it's going to pop up as that same. You'll see that test is gone. So here, if I go and disable this and send an email to the vendor, we can also copy in SAP. There's a lot of different run modes. So if I click Processes and click on Add, you'll see we're not limited to just one of these, so we can process it with PDF, upload it to SAP, email it out, send it to SharePoint, all at the same time. And we can also automate this, so once your end user in SAP releases it to the output device, it will perform all of the functions that you want it to. So if I disable this email, enable this SAP archive link, enable that one, I disabled the PDF. I'm going to go ahead and save this and then move to our Complejo Supervisor module. So once I'm finished creating this template and have everything set up over here, I save this. I'm just going to go ahead and close this. And I will open our Complejo Supervisor. It looks like someone is using it. Hold on just a second. I actually think I'm using it, so hold on here. It looks like it's open down here. So the reason it is open is because it is running in the background. So anytime you have any documents coming from SAP, they're going to be picked up and executed with those templates that you've created. So here's the interface. It's pretty similar. You have the connection to SAP. We can monitor mailbox if you're receiving documents, say purchase orders, invoices in Outlook. We can also monitor different folders within your desktop or network, so that if people are sharing documents or somehow documents are coming in that need to be processed, we can pick that up as well. So here, if I right-click, these are our scenarios. I've already created one, so it's a PO for SAP. And at the top, this is kind of how we differentiate what templates we want to apply to the different documents coming out. So say you have invoices, we could attach the spool text invoice, so it only picks up spools that say invoice on it and applies specific templates. So for this, I could say purchase orders, and it will apply this template to the SAP document coming out. So if I go ahead and go to right-click on this and click schedule, this is another thing that we can do. We can check and schedule this to run at a specific time of the day, month, year, or week. So that's another thing that we can schedule. So say you want it to execute at the end of the day when no one's at work, or at the beginning. So before people get to work, they get their documents. That is something we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. If I jump back into SAP and go back and go to ME2L and process a PO. So here I'm going to select a PO. I'm going to go ahead and print this out. So it looks like it was printed. I'll minimize this, go to my processes, and I did select the email and archive link, so this should be emailed out to me. So I should see it being processed here in just a bit from within Supervisor. And it will be emailed to me. There you can see it is being processed. There is the email coming to me. Here, if I open up that PO, it was sent to me. It has all that information I showed you before. And if I go back into SAP and I click on ME23, kaboom. If I click up here and click on here, it looks like the Complejo generated PDF was created. We have it here within SAP. So there, I'm basically taking you full circle to creating a more enhanced and dynamic document coming from SAP all the way to a PDF or email for your end user. We've added barcodes, we've added images, and just made the document a better document for your end user to use. There's no programming involved. Really easy to use interface and easy to use template designer and automation tool to automate the creation of those documents coming from SAP. If you do have any questions, feel free to contact us at sales@simtrex.com or visit our website at www.simtrex.com. Again, thank you very much for your time.